Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, in fact, Brett. We're a little bit earlier today. This is the day 4 wrap of the first ever CDI 4-star Dressage by the Sea competition. Hey, Brett, we've survived. We've had an amazing competition, and what a great few days.
Absolutely, and stuttering with words, I must say, it's been so much to take in, but what a great few days we've had. The competition's been fantastic. Some of these results, though, I think we've photocopied them because the same people keep turning up day in, day out.
Well, I guess we're pleased with that, though, because it meant the horses that rose here on day 1, they came out of the blocks and they were firing, and they've fired all the way through. And it's great to see the variation in the different tests and the different degrees of difficulty, but it's been a really good, I suppose, display of dressage and of the top end as well.
Absolutely, and a few surprises too. We'll bring that up a bit later too, but it's been a great day.
Well, today, of course, was freestyle day. There was so much to see. We kicked it off this morning with the CDIY, the young riders, and they do an amazing job, these young riders. They've been super competing. And Callum Park Freya, Brooke Mance, a lovely young rider, and had a great choice of music. I actually got to commentate this morning and immersed myself in it. It was great to watch.
Yeah, lovely to watch. And look, this is a new combination. Denise Rogan has trained this horse over the years, and Brooks picked up the ride, and great to see them come to Willinga Park and shine.
It's great to see coaches bringing the next generation through. This is where we start the dream for Paris. It has to start with these riders here and with these events, giving them experience at this level.
Absolutely, you know, big show, big environment, they've got to get used to it, and so do the horses.
And the freestyle, of course, is a great time for riders to show their flair, start to show their strengths and play to those positions as well.
Well, that's right. A freestyle is about setting yourself up to show off your strengths, hide your weaknesses, try and show the judges through music and interpretation and choreography that, you know, try and tell a story about the combination that's in front of them.
What I was finding interesting, Brett, was we seeing these riders and they were doing things that they were really excelling at up around C, and things that you've seen other days, maybe a few little weaknesses, they hide down there around A, and that's showing their strength and their ring craft.
Yeah, trust me. Look, there's nowhere to hide in a 60 by 20 dressage arena, trust me, and I've looked for places to hide at times, trust me, but that's exactly how you do it. It's hiding the weaknesses, showing the strengths, and in fact just blending it all in to hopefully put forward a great performance.
Well, a young junior rider who needed nowhere to hide, Rosie Cook, came out on the first day. She was throwing up out the back. She was so nervous to ride here at Willinga Park. Junior numbers, I'm not going to lie, we would have loved to have seen some more here. But Rosie today came out with a 66.5 percentile in front of the 5 judges and absolutely nailed it. And the smile on her face made it worth it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the next generation are here. We would love to see more numbers. You know, it'd be a lie to say that we're you know, dressage needs to get stronger, and hopefully through shows like Willinga we can promote the sport. And
Rosie's a great example. The improvement on this girl. Her first day's test was a 55.6. They finished on a 66.5. That's a huge improvement, and something she should go home really proud of. And I think it gives other riders something to aspire towards now. And hey, get here next year, because this is the show to be at.
That's true. I mean, this is certainly one of the shows early in the year that a lot of people want to be at and be involved. There are other shows. I mean, Bonio runs a great show also in January, and this is one of the shows on the fabric, and we're trying to build a fabric for the sport, and with great venues around Australia like Willinga Park, we're doing a great job.
Well, we then move on to the CDI under 25s, and Rosanna Relton with 4 wins at Bombardier. A great competitor again. I don't think I've ever seen this girl not smiling. She is just always smiling, and the smile grew even bigger when she got that beautiful Willinga Park rug, and at the end of the day, that is something to write home about.
Yeah, I mean, she's just the life of the showground, isn't she? She wanders around always happy. Horse goes very, very well. She's a fabulous rider. And Jenny Gerke has sort of been involved a lot with the production of Rosanna, and look, done a great job, and she is a Grand Prix rider of the future, trust me.
And we see her here, and she was saying she's just looking to improve next week, looking forward to moving to the indoor arena, and she's really looking to drive it to that next level.
Look, the fact we've got 2 shows back to back is there's a whole rhythm that goes with this, and it's foreign to us in Australia because we've never done it before. So I'm looking forward to seeing people actually take this weekend's strengths and weaknesses and things that have happened and eliminating them through the week in training and then putting them forward next week in the competition again.
It was really exciting up in the indoor arena to see the young horse classes, and unfortunately our horse with Dave McKinnon got pipped by his wife. And Robbie just got there by 0.03, by 0.3 of a percentile to win the 4-year-old. And but it was great to see your horse Emotion win the 5-year-old.
Yeah, look, Dave failed in the McKinnon off. We joked about that. He came up second, but I think that happens quite a bit in that family. But the 5-year-olds, 100%.
He actually told me it's a strategic play because he likes to keep Robbie happy.
Well, that's true, and there's no better way to keep your wife happy than let her be.
And as they say, we know, you and myself and I, Brett, happy wife, happy life.
Exactly. Well, I tried to get my lovely mare around the 5-year-olds, and she was wonderful. That's Willinga Park Emotion. And then Jaden Brown again turned up in the 6-year-old.
That horse is a great competitor and wonderful to see, and they're here next week as well. Well, there's been so much action here, Brett, over the last couple of days. I'm just going to take a short break. After the break, we're going to have a very special guest join us on the panel, but let's have a look at some of the highlights from the last few days here at Dressage by the Sea. Brett, it is just so lovely to see smiling faces, horses enjoying themselves and competitors doing their best in the dressage arena.
It is, and look, what a great week we've had. But talking of smiling faces,
I don't think we're going to wipe your smile off your face. Fiona Selby, congratulations. An amazing win today. How do you feel?
Oh, I think I'm still in shock actually, Tim. Absolutely amazing. Definitely my career high today. So I'm just absolutely thrilled. I think got a little bit teary out there earlier just because I've never had a ride like that in my life. So over the moon, fair to say.
It's so nice to see your horse. In fact, I don't know whether people know, but Fiona actually got quite ill early on in the week and ended up in hospital, I believe. Maybe that's the preparation you need.
I was joking about that actually. Yes, woke up on Friday morning so ill. Yeah, very, very ill. So did take myself to hospital and had a little bit of treatment, all permitted. And literally just I wasn't sure I was going to be able to compete at all in the Grand Prix, which is on Friday afternoon, but somehow got in the saddle and went around and probably wasn't quite the best test that we could have done. But thankfully feeling a lot better today, and yeah, as I say, just thrilled with today's result.
Well, before we get to your test, of course, the prelude to the 4-star Grand Prix was the CDN. 3 competitors came out here, Sydney Evans starting us off, and you two are the experts. To see a smaller horse, almost a pony out in this competition, mixing it with the big horses is great to see.
Oh, look, I'd love to have that horse at 17 hands. He is a fabulous horse and produced the whole way by Sydney. Yeah, she's done a great job with him.
We then went on to Paula Price, and I've been joking that Paula's almost resident. She was our first competitor to arrive here. She comes into the office, she's always happy. Just a great character to have on the scene.
yeah, she's such a nice lady, Paula. Really, really great to see her doing well.
Absolutely, and come all the way from Queensland, another Queenslander come down here to take our money, and she's done that.
I think the call goes out to every other state. Queenslanders are here. But this horse here, Don Rubin and Susan Elikesi, it has been a great combination, and they have performed strongly all week in this grade.
Absolutely. I mean, Susan's come from Canberra, so she hasn't driven as far, but she came down. This combination has been brewing. You know, they've been coming for a while, and to get to this level, and he's looking stronger. Susan is very focused in the test. She's actually entered for next week now. She was going home. She's put her entry in for next week. She's coming back.
A few of them as well. A lot of the Victorians are like, yeah, there's no way we're going home. We want more of this.
Why would you want to go home
Exactly.
though, honestly? It's amazing. Well, we now move on to the first ever 4-star freestyle in the Southern Hemisphere. A huge step to make that leap. It meant our prize money went up by $70,000 to get to that level, and that's a big step in the right direction for the sport, and it wouldn't have happened without Terry and our other sponsors as well. But it literally came up from an idea from Brett, so you might need to shout him a beer later.
Definitely
To see it kick off, and probably the most consistent performer all week long was Mary Warren, and she has had 2 seconds and a third in this division, and it's just a powerhouse. She's actually going to go home quite profitable after the first 4 days.
Yeah, look, we were on commentary today, and I said that this show tends to bring out new combinations, and I wasn't expecting Fiona to do what she did, so I brought out 2 this time around. We've seen Alexis Hellier and Shanann Goodwin in the last 2 shows come out of nowhere and really perform. Here we've had Fiona and Mary Warren.
We then go on to Sue Hearn, and she's just such a consistent performer, isn't she? And less than 1 percentage point difference between Fiona and Susan with Remington, and they're a class act.
Absolutely. And for anybody sitting in the practice arena waiting for the scores to come through like Fiona was, when Sue Hearn goes in there, you know you're worried, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she's an Olympian and, you know, one of my idols. So, yeah, certainly thought she would be finishing ahead of me.
Fiona, talk us through this horse, a little bit about the mare's history.
Oh, my Tessita, she's absolutely beautiful.
How do you say that? Tessia.
Tessita.
Tessita. I'll get it right one day, I promise.
I've had her for 5 years now, actually, but just had a lot of bad luck with injuries. Sort of get her right, have some good results, and she'd injure herself. So she came back, I think, September last year, and have had a few good national shows. And I guess I was a little bit confident coming into this one because we did have some pretty good results, but certainly never dreamt that it would be anything like it was today. So just, yeah, really talk about horses, a roller coaster ride, and it's truly been that with her. But days like today make it all well and truly worthwhile.
You say she's come back. How's she feeling after today? What are your thoughts with her?
Yeah, stronger than ever, and really just getting fitter and fitter every week. And as I say, she felt great all week on those surfaces up here on that Otto Arena. Absolutely brilliant. Definitely, yeah, the best test I've ever ridden on her. So, yeah, very, very happy.
We've got you're now staying around. You're another one that had maybe toyed with going home, but I know we've definitely locked you in to stay.
Yeah, you have, absolutely.
Sorry, everyone at home. Fiona will be lounging by the pool, maybe go up to a nice seafood restaurant and have a relaxing couple of days, and then competition kicks off again on Thursday for the 4-star.
Yeah, trot up on Wednesday, Thursday Grand Prix. Yep.
Thursday Grand Prix. After there, what's the plan?
Get back home and get back to work. Quite frankly, there's obviously a lot happening back at home for me at Bonio Park. But yeah, for me, just absolutely loving being up here. It's absolute heaven. So making the most of it whilst I can.
And Brett, show 1, this idea of 2 shows, how are you feeling as we now head into show 2? The idea obviously being one of yours, and as I said the other night on our show, and I go on record again, Brett stopped talking to Terry because you give the idea, and then I seem to have to be the one trying to pull things together. No, we work as a team, they're definitely not, but
Exactly.
you know, how are you feeling?
Look, I'm confident. I mean, it's all about building these things, as we know, and it takes 3 to 5 years to build them. And Fiona can vouch for that. I mean, she's built a fabulous show and venue down there in Bonio. And for me, it's about building it. Now, we're looking to go again next year, Tim, I'm afraid to say, I'm sorry. But then also bring in things like some judge education, some equestrian meetings, e.g. the Dressage Council or whatever they're called now of Australia, or an New South Wales Dressage Council meeting, I try to bring a little bit of business in around the show and bring in some education components, possibly a masterclass, and try to create a festival of dressage.
Well, it's been an amazing 4 days. Can you believe that we will be back here first thing Wednesday morning? The show moves. So we've been in our Otto outdoor arena. It is a quintessential arena that is amazing. But we're moving to the indoor. We have some of the best lighting in Australia in that indoor. You think the screen that's been here is big. The one up at the indoor is twice the size of that. The live stream will be coming to us from there as well. It's going to be an amazing 4 days of competition. Who knows? Maybe you can go back-to-back 4-star winner, the first one ever in the Southern Hemisphere. Fiona, it's all going to unfold, kicking off Wednesday morning.
Can't wait. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you tune in from 9 o'clock Wednesday morning, but from right here at Willinga Park. It's been a pleasure presenting to you. The bar's still open, so we're going to go grab a drink. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all again very soon.